This is LXBN TV, and I'm Colin O'Keefe. The D.C. Court of Appeals recently approved federal funding for stem cell research. To discuss, we bring in Antoinette Konski, partner with Foley Lardner and author of the Personalized Medicine Bulletin. Antoinette, first, why did the court rule the way they did, affirming that the federal government can indeed fund stem cell research?
Well, I think in order to understand the court's holding, we need to actually take a step back and look at the history of this case. When President Bush was in office, he issued an executive order that stopped the creation of all new human embryonic stem cells. And he did that by basically prohibiting the funding of this research. When Barack Obama took office, he reversed that by another executive order and requested that the NIH promulgate guidelines to assist with the review and the funding of this research. Soon after President Barack Obama issued this executive order, a group of plaintiffs filed suit in the District of Columbia in the district court. Now, they alleged that the NIH did not have the authority to do so because it violated something called the Dickey-Wicker Amendment or the Dickey Amendment. And the Dickey Amendment was actually a rider to another bill that was put into law during President Clinton's administration. And what the Dickey Amendment said is that you could not perform research on human fetuses. So the question became, was human embryonic research actually research on human embryos? The district court originally held that it was research on human embryos. That went to the appellate court, and the appellate court reversed. So what they said in reviewing and analyzing the case was that, first of all, that the NIH had the authority to actually interpret the guidelines, and that is under a doctrine known as the Chevron defense. And the NIH, in reviewing and analyzing and promulgating the guidelines, what they did is that they said that as long as the NIH funding is not used for the creation of human embryo or human embryonic stem cells, that it would be allowed, and the NIH could fund it. It's really a very, very good decision for researchers and patients that rely on this research for many unmet medical needs.
Certainly. I mean, so many of the advancements that we see in healthcare come so often from stem cell research, at least the major advancements. So, do you see federal funding for stem cell research being threatened in the future, either by this case being reviewed or by a new president simply issuing another executive order reversing Obama's previous one?
So there's definitely a possibility that when the administration changes, that another president will issue an executive order similar to President Bush's. So we have that line of challenge. We also have another judicial line there. The plaintiffs who lost could appeal to the Supreme Court, or they could file a request for an en banc hearing where the whole panel from the district court, the appellate court would hear the case. Moreover, there's also congressional action that could occur. Now, presently, there's no bills pending before Congress that would either change the Dickey Amendment or create another bill that would prohibit the funding of this type of research. In addition, you also have to look at the states, because the states can act independently. And Oklahoma had a bill pending in 2011 specifically denying any research on human embryonic, or with respect to human embryonic stem cells, but it was not enacted into law. So when the new Congress comes into, or starts a new congressional session, another bill would have to be introduced.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, this is a very important decision, not just a big decision, but a very important decision for advancing our country and advancing it and bringing it up to date with, I think, much of the modern and much of at least the Western world in terms of what's going on. Again, that was Antoinette Konski of Foley Lardner and the Personalized Medicine Bulletin. For more of her insight, be sure to visit personalizedmedicinebulletin.com. And for more commentary from the thousands of authors in the LXBN community, check out the Intellectual Property channel on lxbn.lexblog.com. Thanks, Antoinette.
Thank you.